What up, Bang? What up, Rick? What's going on, guys? What up, Bang? Oh, hold on. Got an echo. There we go. What up, Wade? What y'all up to today? What's up, Ty? What'd you miss yesterday, Bang? I was trying to think of what... Oh, dude, I think it was yesterday. You should see this charm I rolled. Alright, check this out. This was a Diablo charm I rolled yesterday with some P-gems that I had stashed up. Check this bad boy out. Well, that's not it. Take a look at that charm. It's not a P-combat, but I think with the changes coming up, that's going to be a really sick charm. Or sick GC skiller. Almost perfect. 45 is perfect, but 43 life, that's the best skiller I've re-rolled. Thing is nice. And also I'm going to be doing I'm just going to be doing some seal popping today. I'm going to try and do some really fast runs. I did about 20-ish last night, and I got a Vex rune out of it. I got another Vex, and then I got... What else I get? Got another pair of Drax, and I got a decent base. I keep Archon bases that are over 500. I plan on making an Enigma. I think I got one higher than this, though. But any Archon bases over 500, I always keep. But yeah, I think the fast seal popping is going to be the way to go today. So that's what I'll be doing. Yesterday I was running just full clears, and I was trying to think if we even got anything. Nothing that I can think of. I hear you, Ty. So I got the sun drop ready, so we'll go ahead and get into some seal popping. Maybe we could actually get a decent rune drop. Again, I did 20-ish last night. I'm just trying to get my speed up. The faster you could do it, the more drops you get per hour, that sort of thing. It's a numbers game. And I got a Vex rune out of those. So maybe we could turn it up today and really get some decent runes out of it. I still have not found a COA, and of course the Griffins. I haven't found either of those two yet. I mean, there's still quite a few items that would be considered grail drops that I haven't gotten. The Griffins I want that would be useful. I've never gotten a COA ever, just in general. So I'd just like to see one drop. So that'd be cool to see. I will be IDing more rares today. I get a lot of shit for not looking at this stuff, and I really should be looking at it. So I'm going to try and get my speed up a little bit and get some of this. Speaking of which, can you guys hear the game? I was looking at one of my streams and I really couldn't hear any game sound through the recorded stream. Can you hear the game that much? I feel like I need to turn up the sound on it a little bit. I mean, not enough to interfere, but it was really quiet. No, you can't hear it. I'm gonna mess with the sound. Okay, I'm gonna try. I feel like you should be able to hear it at least a little bit, right? Alright, I bumped it up a little bit. Let's see if that makes a difference. Again, I don't want it to be like overwhelming, but the game sound in the background, I mean, you need to have a little bit of it. What's up, Can? Yeah, I bumped it a little bit. Let me know if you still can't hear it. I'll keep tweaking it until it's at least you can hear it in the background some. Okay, is that pretty good? Can you just missed it? I was telling the guys I did some seal popping last night. I did about 20-ish runs. I got a Vex rune out of it, so maybe we'll see something today. Not too loud? Yeah, my mouse is way too loud. I might need to replace it. Or figure out a way to filter it out or something. I've noticed that. This just in general. I've just got a new mouse and it is so loud. I mean, it bothers me. Yeah, Rick, I got the Vex from the Pop. It was actually one just laying around the corner when I went looking. It was laying towards the entrance way. So yeah, it was from seal popping. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I'd love to see one drop myself. That'd be kind of neat. Yeah, it kind of comes and goes. I mean, I had a pretty good run, and then pretty long dry spell, and then last night I got a Vex. So I mean, if you do it consistently, you will get a rune drop. I have no doubts about that. It eventually happens. Cool little drop. Is it ethereal? No.
I can't carry anymore.
But I have a good feeling. You know, when I'm sitting there just talking, just doing runs and not paying attention to my speed, I don't actually do that many runs if you think about it. And it's all about the numbers. You mean the more runs you do, the more chance it drops. So I'm gonna try and go faster than I normally do, and see what we can get. So, yeah, I mean, I've gotten my time up pretty good, and I usually know if I'm like if you, I'll show you, I'll redo it when I do it the next time. I'll show you exact route to optimize the drops, because there is little tricks to it that gets you to make sure you activate all the mobs to get the drops, and if you miss it by even a little bit, you're not going to get everything that you normally would. And if you're doing it too slow, you might as well seal or might as well do full clears. Yeah, my so far on just seal popping, I've gotten a burr and now the Vex. Yeah, I can, and then what I'll show you. I'll do it a little slower so you guys see how I actually do it. I still plan on, and I'll probably put it out tomorrow. I'm not going to be streaming on the weekend. This weekend, I'm going to be doing some administrative, but I'm going to put out a video on exactly how to do it to optimize your drop chances. Yeah, Rick, the timing has got to be perfect, and usually I know just by going from the entrance to the last seal whether I'm going to get every mob just by how long it takes. If you misclick once, you will miss the mobs at the very entrance. But there's a way around that. If you feel like you're just too slow getting up to the last seal, you could drop a portal right there to keep those at the very beginning activated, and that'll take care of those mobs at the beginning. I hear, well, I mean, it is 31st. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, so show you my. So I always go up and to the left. If you hadn't noticed by now, and I clear these seals first. And I think this is a pretty standard pattern. I've seen a lot of people doing it, and I've seen a couple guys that go up and to the right first, and it doesn't matter. It's what you're more comfortable with. I got the Drax off of this boss earlier. Yeah, if like I was saying, if you miss it by even just one misclick, you'll lose those mobs right at the very beginning. And I mean, it's not that big a deal to drop one there either. So, I mean, I probably should, because I miss those fairly often. I don't think it's 8 seconds like some people seem to think. I think it's more around 5 seconds to get to the seal. Because I've misclicked by just a little bit, and I would lose those mobs at the beginning. Yeah, exactly, Ken. Especially if you're doing it with something besides, if you're just using Enigma to teleport around, it's going to be a little slower, so you're probably better off dropping the portal there. And I don't know why. I should just go ahead and just pop that seal as soon as I get over here and just kill everything at once. I kill stuff so fast. It's kind of a habit that I kind of clear before I release a seal boss, but with the way I got my setup now, I really don't need to. So I'm kind of wasting a little bit of time there. Alright, so before I go back to the entrance, I buff up here, because I usually just turn around real quick. Now, if you got a heavy density in this area, drop a TP right here, and it'll cover these guys and this area above it. But what I'll do is I'll just go up, and you got to go to the center area and circle to the left and top, and that'll activate both sides. If you do that, you'll get the mobs on the left side of the center area and the top of the center area, just by skimming the sides of that. See, I got these up here. And there wasn't that much density on this side this time. But if you got any in this area, if you just skim this side of the center, you'll activate those mobs, even if you don't see them. See, I got all these, and this portal got, even though they didn't drop anything, these died. If I'm not mistaken, if you don't see bodies, you didn't get the drops even though what I'm saying is, if you see these bodies but they didn't drop anything, that doesn't mean that you failed. It's just that they just didn't drop anything. If there's no bodies here, then the activation failed. And then I got these on this side. Even though I ran up this side, it does the full area all the way across. So you could run up one side. I go up the left so that I go on the left side of the center seal, on the top of the center seal, but you'll still activate the mobs on the far side. See, so I got all this even though I didn't even see them. I was here when I teleported through. And then you just kill the boss and go to the next seal pop. And once you've done it a few times, you get your speed up pretty quick. But that TP at the beginning, especially if you're running something with an enigma where your just cast rate's not as fast as sorceress, that'll keep those in the bottom area activated, and you'll get the drops off of those. And like I said, I mean, the more I do it, I was totally against seal popping before. I thought it was a waste, but the more I do it, the more I like it.
Not enough
Oops.
mana.
Forgot what I was doing there. This is the slowest side, just because they still have lightning resist even with the infinity breaking it. I kind of I get where you're coming from. It's kind of fun to just look and see what's hiding around the corner that has dropped that you didn't actually kill. So yeah, I kind of get that. See, there's pretty heavy density right there. So we'll get those through the pop. No, it is. It's definitely. It takes some practice to get it where you can do it pretty well. Now this section here, if the portal's on the right here, I usually clear this hallway. And I let the seal pop handle below here. These I'll use for seal popping. So the configuration in that center area sometimes makes a difference as well. And these are all just little tips and tricks that just doing it, you kind of see what's going on, and you adjust based off of your clear speed and that sort of thing. See, there's decent density on this map too. This is not a bad one. See, if you go along top, oops. See, I probably missed the ones at the very beginning. Just misclicking and getting to here before I went to the seal. I probably lost those at the beginning. So if you go up here, see, I got all these just by skimming the top of this area. But they were also in view too, so that one was. And see, I got these just by skimming the left side. See, I don't have any mobs here. Just that little misclick lost me the mobs that were in this early area. In fact, I think it looks like I lost these as well. So you got to be kind of precise, or you just drop a TP. So I got these here. And once you've done it a few times, like I said, you get faster and faster at it. I need to come up with a bot, that little spam thing there. I don't know what that is. Don't click on it. Yes, Sean. Telekinesis, I seen a lot of guys using it. I suck at it, so I don't. If you got a good setup and you're used to using telekinesis to pick up stuff and click shrines and that other stuff, that will actually make it better. I just know that I'm really bad at it, and if it's kind of a headspace thing. I feel like trying to use it in the long run, it will probably make it better for myself, but I just don't feel like messing with it. If you use telekinesis on a regular basis, definitely use that to seal pop, because it'll save you probably one click, and it'll probably work out better for you. I have to actually just land right on the seal. If I hit the seal perfectly, it usually gets me more mobs. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. You got, if you use tele, definitely take advantage of that. Clear this out real quick. Yeah, I really need to mess with using that instacast stuff. Oops. I haven't messed with it a whole lot, but it's definitely something that I need to look at. And my key binding needs some work, because I play a lot of FPS, and so I don't normally key bind to the WASFD, all the ones right under your left hand. But you don't need them in Diablo 2 for movement. It's strictly mouse-based movement. So I should be taking advantage of the hotkeys right under my fingers. Make what? You gonna make grin? What you talking about, David? Hammerden. No. I'm going to make a faux pally. Just to be different. Don't get me wrong. I played a Hammerden back in the day. I actually had a level 1 all the way up to 99. Hammerdens are amazing. I just wanted to mess around with something a little different. So I'm going to make a enigma and put it on a faux pally. I haven't looked at the exact builds yet, but that's what I'm going to make. Well, here's my thoughts on, and this is why I kind of didn't mess with the quick cast stuff. I've been playing this game for 20 years, just like the way I'm doing it now, and I feel like it's gonna screw me up. I feel like it's gonna, like you're saying, it gets you caught, you killed. I feel like it's gonna get me killed a bunch. So maybe if I start like a brand new character, and just from scratch, and set the hotkey or set the fast cast up, maybe won't be too bad, and I'll get used to it. But the muscle memory is so ingrained on how I teleport around with this sorceress and all that stuff. I feel like it's gonna get me killed. Yeah, James. Oh, no, I totally agree. I should mess with it. And I feel like if I spend enough time, it'll become ingrained. But for now, I'm just gonna go with what I'm doing, and I'll probably mess with it at some point. Because just the way it looks, I'd imagine it's a lot. I mean, it's probably a lot more efficient in the long run. But I just, right now, I'm just afraid to mess with it. I hear you, Andrew. Yeah, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe I just play my sorceress like I play her, because by far this is my most played character, and it might screw me up. And on another class, maybe it just wouldn't be that big a deal. Yo, totally, 100%, James. I get that completely. Yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean, I haven't heard bad things about it. It's making that leap and wanting to change your muscle memory. Yeah, I probably need to. I probably will before ladder and get used to it so that my speed's there. And then when ladder drops, it'll be kind of ingrained. Uh, and thinking about it, that'd probably be a funny live stream. See how many times I die. Because I guarantee it. I will. Well, tell you what. This is what I'll do. I'm really close to level, so I don't want to get myself killed playing around with it. But maybe after I leveled where I won't lose any XP, maybe I'll try it then. I'm sure it's not. I just don't want to take the chance with the XP. I'm almost 1.5 bubbles, and losing XP at this level is so painful. But once I hit 95, that's probably be a good time to do it. Because that way, even if I get myself killed a couple times messing around with it, it won't cost me anything. Losing XP at this point would be so painful. No, you're right, Frank. It'd probably make me better with a lot of things that I've been kind of neglecting. Telekinesis is definitely advantage seal popping. I see a lot of the guys that have been doing it for a long time. I mean, they hit the seal with the telekinesis, so you don't have to be as accurate landing on the seal itself. Yoink key. Yeah, I like that. And again, my keybinds are still set to the function keys, and that's about as old school as you can get. And I need to switch off of that. I'll do it at 95 when I won't chance losing XP from dying. Probably be a good point to do it. Did I miss a mat jab? Was it a blue one? I don't normally check the blue ones. Ah, towel masks. I'll check it on the way back through. No, yeah, you're right. Oh, I'm not arguing against it. For sure. It's one of those things where, the whole idea of changing something you've been doing for that long, it's one of them things. Where did I miss a jab? Was it up here? Oh, the blue ones. My eyes just don't see blue items for the most part. $142 ED, that's a little higher than normally rolls. Nah, I hear that for sure. Actually, I hear you. You're making good arguments, that's for sure. I don't even know how you guys play this game on console. It's got to be hard. I know aiming a lot of the spells is just difficult on a controller. What's up, Mark? I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad habit. Love your name, by the way. Two of my favorite games, StarCraft and Diablo. I normally don't ID blue items. Sometimes I do if I just have it in my head and I'm looking for something specific, but just in general I don't. Yeah, like I said, I can't imagine playing this game on a console. Oh yeah, jewels every time. I always pick up jewels and check them. And charms, of course. Let's take a look at that. Kind of resists 35, not bad. So there's a lot of times like here, if you're used to using tele, you don't have to go back and check that. See, I should be dropping a portal here. I almost always miss these initial mobs here. But most of the time the density is up a little farther, so it's not too bad. Not too much of a loss. Oh, yeah, I bet. Integrate. Yeah, you're probably going to... It's probably a scramble on that. I would probably die so many times trying to play this game on console. I think my son tried it for a while. Or he might have been playing D3 on console. I don't remember. I thought they were going to make this just cross-platform in general. I was kind of surprised it didn't. Because, I mean, everything that comes out these days is cross-platform. I'll come back and check those boots. A lot of rares so far. And always remember, if you're going out the entrance and doing this from the beginning, to make sure that you see it change to River of Flame. Resets the timer on everything, so when you go in straight, it you take advantage of the optimized activations of the mobs. Not so far, Gary, and we're just really getting into it. I did get a Vex last night, seal popping, so I figured I'd carry on with it today.
I am
See
overburdened.
if we could pull something. And it was from a seal pop. I want to say it was down here where I found that Vex. Somewhere in this area. Yeah, it was like right in here, I think. So the runes are still dropping for sure. Anybody know if they've mentioned implementing that in a later date as far as cross platform? I don't know how hard it would be to come back in and institute that. That would seriously require some probably significant netcode changes. But again, I don't understand why they didn't do that from the get-go. I mean, let's face it, cross-platform is just how everything rolls these days. Don't think so? Yeah, that is true. Sony is usually the fickle one. But I mean, they've made it work with just about everything at this point. Well, any of the newer stuff that's come out, it's come out cross-platform, so. Can always hope. Ah. Yeah, that's true. Blizzard screwed that one up. Blizzard Activision, actually. Alright. Yeah, James. I was gonna drop the after I finished the runs. I did it on my Mephisto runs. I dropped the Google Doc where people could look at it. I'm gonna add a little more detail to it this time. Um, but yeah, I am keeping track. People just like looking at numbers. So, and I like looking at them too. So, yeah, it will definitely be available, but I won't do it till after the 1,000 runs are done. And if you're interested, if you hadn't seen it yet, just look on my channel somewhere and type in like Mephisto 1,000 runs or something like that. And the Google Doc is in the description. Wife's waking up the birds. If y'all can hear that. Happy New Year, guys. Yep. Yep, I hear you. Um, I would somewhat agree, Christopher. I think Blizzard North, the original makers, were doing a great job. And yes, there were stuff that they should have put in at the beginning. I think you could say that for just about most game developers. I mean, they promise some stuff and it maybe screws it up. But I think for the most part they had the right intentions and they were a good solid development company. When Activision took a hold of things, I think that's when it went completely in the toilet. I think that's where Blizzard's slide truly began. But yeah, I mean, there was some promises made when Diablo initially dropped, but I think for the most part, Blizzard North tried to do a good job to keep up. Um, Internally, who knows what kind of position they're in? Maybe that's why Activision ended up buying them. But I think they did, for the most part, a decent job. But Activision was the worst thing that could have happened to the entire franchise of all the games that Blizzard held. Matthew, light damage is, I'm using chain for the most part. It's 9,000. I'm current level 34. I don't have but one skiller. I'll show gear on the beginning of the next run. Activision screws up every franchise they touch. I mean, I play a lot of Call of Duty just on the side. I don't stream it or make videos or anything. I tried a little bit, but the Call of Duty franchise, I mean, arguably one of the best shooter franchises, FPSs, and it is absolute garbage right now. They have completely screwed that franchise up. I had always thought about playing Destiny. I never got into it. But some of the guys I know that played it didn't hold them for very long. So I don't know, replayability wise, maybe it kind of fell off and then they didn't support it. Typical Activision crap. Hard for me to say. I didn't play it. But Activision's just horrible.
Not even death can save you from me.
You will not find a fan of Activision here. Borderlands. I know the game. I never played it. I went into a survival game mix for a while. I played Rust a lot. I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't disagree with you, Bang. I've always been a Modern Warfare fan over Black Ops, but that was about the time frame where it started really falling off. I mean, they really screwed that up. And they're still making money hand over fist. I refuse to give them money over those games. I heard Borderlands was a great series. It was just one of the ones I missed. Can't put but so many games into your playtime. But yeah, I could go on and on. I can go on and on. Survival games. I played Rust. Was one of my first survival games that I really got into. I don't know if you guys know The Forest. The Forest was pretty fun. Conan Exiles. I still play that. That's it for the most part, survival wise. I never played Ark. I heard Ark was a good one. Yeah, StarCraft. I mean, different development company actually did the remaster for Diablo or for D2R, so maybe that's why it, maybe gained a little bit. Blizzard dropped the ball on actually supporting the game at launch. They were the ones in charge of the servers and that whole nightmare. Gear, let's take a look at gear real quick. Three-piece towel, Shaco. We're looking for Griffins. I'm going to replace that there. Hodo, 40 Hodo, 35 Spirit. Trangs for FCR, crappy FCR ring. 30 Nagel, and 42 War Travs, and all Magic Find Charms here. I got one Light Skiller, so I'll work them in if I get them. Lun, it depends on how the ladder goes. If the ladder is absolute garbage and it really screwed up, I might work PD2 back in. But I'm really kind of holding out that I'm cautiously optimistic that they do a good job on the ladder drop in the new season. Start of season. I play Sork and I just play cold, Jamal. I mean, Sean, funny you asked that. Look back through my library, and this is not that far back, like 2 or 3 weeks. I did a specific video on running Bale until I got my Tal armor. It had not dropped for me. I know people that have been getting that they drop nonstop, but I could not get one. So the best drop rate for Tal armor is Bale, or Hell Bale. So I just ran him over and over and over again until I got it. I don't remember how many it took me to get, how many runs it took me. I think 300-ish. I don't remember. Yeah, I heard the new season, Lun, is pretty good. Christopher, I don't think that's going to happen, man. Activision's just stupid about access. And my Merc gear is Ral Andes, Fortitude, and my new Infinity, which is in a CV, but it's still pretty good. I've only ever found the one Tal armor, and I specifically went looking for it. I just ran Bale over and over and over till it dropped. And I got a video on it, and it shows what I got. I got a lot of stuff, good stuff on the runs. And then he eventually dropped it. He does have the best drop rate, so that's what I ran. Because I really wanted to run a 3-piece. But getting back to how I'm going to start. Now, the ladder season, here's how I envision them doing it. I think they're going to do a PTR with potential class changes. And if they do that, then that completely changes the mix on how people might start ladder. There might be a lot more viable builds to level with. I go through I normally just do normal difficulty, just running fire or lightning with what do you call it? This charge bolt. Yeah, I get that a lot, Stock. Somebody asked me. No, Long. I live in North Carolina. I'm not in Texas. I get that a lot, though. Yeah, I hear you, David. I had no luck with towels. Any other things? You know, I got like 4 racks, and before I got a towel armor. James, I would agree with that 100%. It depends, though. If you play with a group, then, you know, people pick their slots, like somebody will run Sork. Always going to be a pally because you want to get to Ubers as quick as you want to. But you kind of need a Sork to gear the Paladin unless you're running in a group where you can share gear. But so I'm kind of holding out to see what I'm going to run with in ladder out the gate because of whether they're going to make those changes or not. I'd imagine they're going to drop PTR sometime in January with the class changes. That's my hopes anyways. And we get a good look at what they might be buffing. So we'll see how that goes. What's going to be ironic is if they buff Firewall. Now, see, that's a thing. They specifically said something about buffing foes, so that might be viable. The only thing with that is, though, the paladins or the sork's just going to be faster with teleport. I mean, I guess you could get a nodge or something for teleporting until you can make enigma. Because I mean, let's face it, you're not going to have enigma early, and that's where Pally will have, or the sork will have an advantage. But again, we don't know what kind of changes they're going to make, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, I want them to make more classes viable out of the gate, especially for ladder. But it's almost at a disadvantage not to run sort to get gear to Magic Find first, because at the beginning, just having teleports just that much more of an advantage. Unless they give skills to let you clear spaces or at least get through walls, that sort of thing. So it's going to be interesting. I just hope they drop us a PTR and give us a little bit of time to work through what's going to be new, and then drop ladder. I mean, even if it's just like a week, I think that's plenty of time. And once they do that, I think it's going to be amazing. Nice. I'll show you the skiller I cubed yesterday. Some of you guys might have missed it. I did it live on stream. It's the craziest skiller I've re-rolled. I still have it, and it's not that it's extreme valuable. It might be later on, but I won't say anything. We'll just look at it. I'll show it to you when I get done with this run. I think just teleporting just makes things faster. I mean, it's not required, but almost cool. Oh, I'm out. Lun, that's not far off, right? I mean, that's how they did the beta for the D2R. And we could get through what act? I don't even think we could do Act 3, could we? It was like it stopped at Act 2. All right, check this out, guys. I re-rolled that yesterday. I realize it's ours, not a P-cone, but depending on the changes they make, that might be a pretty sick charm. No, I'm talking about farming more at hell difficulty, which, I mean, I guess, what do you mean by they'll all have to teleport by then? Are you talking about through items? Yeah, I get that through items. That's what I'm saying, if you get like a nodge or something. Yeah, James, I saw that video today. But he was using 320 whatever. But I think that's going to be a pretty nice skiller. What's up, Bob? Let's get some charms.
What do you need?
Charms. I'm losing my mind. I did back in the day. I think I'm sure I've mentioned it before in stream. I like showing people what I can get just playing solo. I used to run with some guys when we played and leveled that way, but I hadn't done that in a long time. Just Making space. Oops. Yes, I still cube up runes. Where maybe I don't have one. I thought I had a down there, chip sapphire. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, it was that I thought it was an amazing roll. I've never gotten a skiller to roll with over 40 life. I think the best I've done before was like 36 or something. Around there was the best skiller I've rolled with life. And it was not even a good skiller. It wasn't like defensive R's, which would have been horrible, but yeah, I get that. I just I don't know. Maybe I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna add. They just said they were gonna like tweak synergies and stuff, right? I mean, I get the arguments. I don't. I think sorts are always going to have an advantage early on. I know you can get items to make up with the teleport stuff, but I think that still sorceresses still have an advantage. And if they do anything with the mercenaries, I hope they make them less stupid. AI could be a little better, that's for sure. Angel Merc? What is that? Yeah, I was curious about that thing with the summoning merc. I mean, the summoning necros, I mean, they're pretty strong. I don't play them that much. What do you guys think they... Oh, shit. Did I miss the seal? Yeah, I missed it. Let's go back. Alright, reset. Go back to the left. What's an angel mark?
Not even death can save you from me.
Explain that to me. Yeah, okay, I get that. I will say summoner skillers, I've got so many of those. Oh yeah, gear wise, sorceress definitely needs certain gear to make them strong, but I mean, I did a video early on where I had like The 105 breakpoint for a source is not that tough. And I had like, I think I first started doing my Magic Find runs with like 47 Magic Find. And I was finding a pretty good bit of stuff. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do Ubers with summoners, and I thought that was pretty cool. I was going to try it with the sorceress with Dobrunsky's build, and they nerfed it. Of course, I don't think he... Well, he had an infinity, for sure. And I think he just used, like, full towels. But Firewall was just crazy. And everybody's going to have their favorite. I just hadn't had time to build up all my other classes. I've only been able to do a couple. I started out kind of slow, though. I should have went a lot harder at the beginning. But I was so mad with Blizzard and their server issues, it kind of put me off. Need mana pots. Come on, Chaos. Act 4. Oh, interesting. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see him adding a new mercenary. I guess technically they should, though. Wonder why they did that. Why they didn't add a mercenary for Act 4. Man, the charms have been garbage so far. Calling me a grandpa? I am, actually. No, that's the one thing. I think just the fact they're actually going to make some changes is kind of cool. But yeah, it seems like Activision has a hard time hearing its its customers. They are terribly bad at that. 100%. Ooh, chip topaz, best find of the day. Yeah, you're right, James, and I'm pretty lucky in that regard. But that's the thing. My dad actually got me. He introduced me to video games way early. I remember going to, I don't know if you guys remember the place. It's called Putt Putt. They no longer exist, but they had an arcade. And he took me to Putt Putt to play this amazing game called Pac-Man. I thought that was the best thing there ever was. And honestly, he was kind of addicted to it. It was kind of funny. But this was, good grief, what, late 70s? When the original Pac-Man came out. I mean, I actually had a PC in the early 80s, which was almost unheard of. What kind of roll? What kind of roll? I still haven't found a perfect Viper yet. Garbo. Yeah, Christopher, there is a lot of stuff this game can use. I remember playing the original Pong. Friend of mine down the street, his parents had a lot of money, but he actually owned the original Pong, and it was a little console, but that was literally all you can do on it was play Pong. It was about the size of an Atari 2600. I don't know if you guys know that or old enough to remember that. And it was about yay big, and it had 2 dials on it, and you played Pong on it. I'm actually a software engineer. So yeah. It kind of took me down that road a little bit. How I didn't end up in the gaming industry is the true question. Because, I mean, I live in Raleigh, or near Raleigh, and there's some decent developers here, gaming developers. In fact, a buddy of mine, and he doesn't live that far from me, and I play Call of Duty with him all the time. He was one of the original engineers on Rocket League. Which in itself, I never even played it, but you know, it's a pretty big game, and it's still a lot of people play it now. Yeah, James. Yep, exactly. I ended up working for e-commerce developers. That ended up being my niche. And now I'm going to be a streamer. Christopher, my dad kept that 2600 that we had. It's stashed at his house somewhere. I don't know that it still works. Christopher, I would agree. Is what's the guy's name at PD2? They need to hire him. And the guy from Path of Diablo, he was pretty good. Green, I think he was Green Man. I don't remember now. But yeah, they would not hurt themselves to hire those guys. I mean, they put a lot of time into the modded versions, and they're really good. So I mean, and they actually hear the community and they make adjustments accordingly. I think they've done a great job on the mods. I mean, a lot of people don't have a taste for them because they're changed quite a bit. Like for PD2, I don't know that I necessarily agree with the drop rate adjustments, but a lot of people like it. Senpai, that's it. Yeah. You're not wrong, man. Oh man. Now let's make it clear. Blizzard Activision. That's the horribleness now. Blizzard Activision has done a horrible job. But I mean, if they gave them some free reign, they would do a good job. But yeah, you're kind of right that they would probably lock them in a closet somewhere, put them on some middling task, and not actually let them do what needs to be done. Bobby Kotick needs to be fired. Why he's not gone yet is beyond me. I mean, I played a lot of PD2 getting ready for the D2R drop. I think, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they don't give them access. They'd probably lose their base if they were allowed to mod D2R. I think they're trying to figure out a way to get microtransactions into D2R. Bobby Kotick is just a horrible person. Just in general. I mean, even before all this stuff came out, I couldn't stand him. Yeah, that's if they do microtransactions, it's going to be stash tabs, 100%. And you'll probably see the fan base revolt. And they've already killed WoW, which, yeah, I mean, I guess you could kind of say it was on its last legs, but I mean, they could have done good stuff with WoW and kept it going, and they didn't. I watched the steady decline of that game, quit way back, missed the Pandaria time frame. That's the thing. I mean, people would spend money on tabs, that's for sure. That dude, man. I hope he's not. It's still. That was one of the funniest things to come out of a BlizzCon. I don't know what that dude was smoking. Have you guys ever been to a BlizzCon? Back in the day, I'd have jumped at the chance, but not now. I hear you. I tell you, I played. I was all over D2 Classic dropping, and I quickly lost interest. Look at it, it's just another Tau mask. Here you learn. That was such a meme. I was like, I couldn't believe it when I first saw the video of that. I was like, are you serious? Did he really just say that? They seriously, they actually honestly thought that a lot of gamers play mobile, and that's just not knowing your audience. Not yet, Heradric. I got 2 Tau masks. I did get a Vex last night. I was doing just a couple of runs messing around. That's the reason why I'm doing seal popping today. I was doing some last night. I ran about 20-ish runs. I got a Vex to drop from actual seal pop. Should we look at that? 543. Huh. Declan, my hope is end of January. At best, I think that's when it'll be. If they do it correctly, they'll drop PTR and give us at least a week on PTR, at least, because they're talking about some pretty serious changes. So it needs. It's what a good developer would do. Activision, they'll probably announce PTR. We'll play it for a day where you can play Act 1 and 2, and then they'll drop it. And then we'll beta test live on ladder. And it'll be another shitstorm. Christopher, explain. I know nothing about D2 in China, so I don't know what that means. What do they pay for there? Seriously, just curious. I see a lot of Chinese streamers on streamers playing. I don't know why I did that. What do they pay for? Didn't they cut the time that they're allowed to play games in China? Oh, come on. You can't buy a magic find, can you? Lumbox, you're not wrong. But, I mean, and this is going back to my Call of Duty stuff because I still play Vanguard Warzone. They fired after they dropped the game in the beginning of December. They fired like a quarter of their QA staff. And it's like you need to start QAing now. It's live. Here's all these bugs, and they fire like a quarter of their staff. Somebody was asking about initial, because stalking is not me. Interesting name. I am running Affinity. If you go back and look at my first 500 runs for seal popping. I run about 300 of them without my Infinity running Lightning, so it's doable. Otherwise, play Blizzard if you're not comfortable with that. But either one will work. John, that would be just crazy stupid. So, how's that work, do you think? Is it a server-side thing where they increase the magic fine? I don't understand how that would work, Christopher. Declan, that's pretty good draw. Pretty good luck. Good luck with repeating that. That'll be tough to repeat. I don't know if you could pull that off 2 times in a row. Props to you if you do it. That's tough. I mean, there was, of course, there was guys that got Shakos like first day a game dropped. I mean, it's just always going to be like that for somebody. It wasn't for me. I literally was using a 3 perfect topaz helmet for a while till my first Shako drop. That's just crazy. Making those kind of adjustments server side? What in the crap, man? I mean, that would mean Blizzard Activision condoning that setup. That's just crazy. I used to be a D2 JSP head for a little while back. I just when I came back, I just didn't bother. I even looked; my account's still there with little pittance of farm gold, but just not my thing now. I like to play self-found. Not that I'm knocking trading. I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, what was stupid was there wasn't even a trade chat in game when the first dropped. I mean, they missed a lot of things early on. I have in-game chat turned off just because of the damn site spammers. The selling site spammers. I just couldn't deal with it. But I mean, I know a lot of people who use D2 JSP. I don't have an issue with it. It's just not my thing. Trade where you can trade. There was another one with like Diablo2.io or something. Riga, I have not. Everything's self-found. The only thing, well, let me back up. I traded for my Annie just the other day. Yeah, and Our Discord is growing. It's over 400 people now. There's a lot of trading goes on there. I traded for the Annie because there's that's one thing. I last piece that I wanted, so I went ahead and did that. That's the only item that I've traded for. Yeah, Rick, a lot of people do that as well, just because the value of items is constantly changing. So there's a reliable place to price check. I mean, go for it. And I know a lot of people do that as well. They look at it to just see what the trade values are going, because I mean they change daily. And I used to trade a lot back in the day. I just decided at the beginning of this that I was just gonna run self-found. I mean, I give away stuff constantly. And honestly, I get offered a lot of stuff, but it's just not my thing. Yeah, you'd have to get extremely lucky to actually have a game where he spawns. And I don't even know, can you even kill Declone? Or not Declone, but, well, is that what he's called? Can you even kill Declone with sorceress? I hear you, Nilla. I appreciate it. Who here's actually killed Declone? Who's gotten lucky and had a server where he spawned? Yeah, I could definitely hook you up with a Trang armor. You know, I said something about not getting one for a while, and I got like 2 yesterday. I was going to ask you, James, if there was like a group that was doing it and you got involved in something like that. I've seen that happen, and I actually had Declone a few times back in the day in LOD. And I think I killed him with a pally. Declone back then was really, because he could just randomly spawn. It seemed like he randomly spawned more, and when you get that chat spam where SOJs sold whatever, man, that was actually kind of an adrenaline rush. I heard you could kill him seal popping. If you were lucky enough to spawn him and you were doing this, I heard you could time it that if he spawned here, you could seal pop him and kill him. That'd be a funny way to do it. Can you imagine seal popping Declone? That's interesting. But I have not had the luck of being on a server set that was actually had SOJs selling. Now I would assume that's the case, but are they literally selling that many SOJs to get him to spawn? And if that's the case, where are they getting all these SOJs from? I was always wondered about that part of it, where the SOJs. $75. Yeah, I knew that was the count, but I mean they're literally selling that many SOJs to get him to spawn. Those groups that do that. Interesting. I guess if you got tens of thousands of people playing, man, I guess you could accumulate that many. That's why I kind of went down that road when I was doing videos on SOJ farming. But I never got multiples, so I figured that was a dead end. At one point I thought maybe that was one way that maybe people were getting them, but I guess donating for spots, that would make sense. Or just straight up trading for them and accumulating them that way. I mean, if you're playing a lot, you could accumulate enough stuff to buy SOJs from people. Declan, that's what I was thinking, because I mean, I did like just to test that theory out on drops, but yeah, it would have to be multiple player games to get it to be effective. I mean, I specifically went farming for an SOJ, and I did get one. I was trying to remember how many runs it took me. I mean, I got it to drop, but I want to say it took me a couple hundred Nightmare Andy runs to get it to drop. Then I farmed that SOJ and I don't even use it. I still have it on this character, in fact, in stash. I just wanted to do it kind of as just a test. Just see what it would, how long it would take to actually farm one if you were specifically going looking for one. It wasn't too bad, because I mean, the only thing that killed me really was the rate limiting on game creation, which I mean still exists. Ooh, I have to start that over. If you saw there, I got hung up on a mob pack, so it slowed me down. Yeah, James, I've only had one.
Not even death can save you from me.
I am. I'll show you. I was thinking about giving it away, but I figured maybe another, if I did another character, I might need it. But yeah, I am. I'm just squatting on one. See? Oh, there it is. I hear you, Christopher. It's the only one I've ever gotten, though. But yeah, I'm still squatting on it. I figured I'd use it on another character somewhere. Maybe I'll do it as a giveaway. I didn't get a chance to look up that bot they were talking about where I can do like giveaway events using the chat for streams. But I plan on doing that. Yeah, Scholar, that's the one thing I was thinking maybe it would be. So, like I said, I'm still holding on to it. If not, I will give it away. That's one thing about duping back then in the old game. Man, I literally had an entire inventory full of SOJs just from trading. It was, I mean, it was basically the currency, so that's just how it went. No, thank you. I'll pass on the train. I didn't pick up the one I found yesterday, or the two. I don't have room anymore. I'll be buying stash space. Yeah, Declan's kind of stupid. I don't think anybody would argue against increasing some stash space. For free, of course. As part of quality of life changes. I am, Daniel, yes, I am half Okinawan. Not Japanese, Okinawan. There's a difference. I might not sound it, but I am. That's what happens when you live in North Carolina for 45 years. Nah, it's cool, man. It's not that big a deal. I'm thick-skinned. I don't really would consider that a microaggression.
I can't carry anymore.
Okinawa is a tiny tropical island about 500 miles south of Japan. It is officially considered part of Japan. It was annexed by Japan pre-World War II, early 1900s, I think. Shut up, Ken. And it had its own language, or still does. That's the second one of these. And has been trying to gain independence from Japan for decades now. But due to the strategic importance and location of Okinawa, it will never happen. Back when they first took Japan, or Japan took over Okinawa, they banned the use of the local language. But I mean, it's still taught in schools now. But for a long time, it was just not allowed. Right now, Okinawa has multiple U.S. bases on it. So, it's the strategic location of Okinawa. If you look at a map, you look at North-South Korea, it's almost directly east. I forget the distance. Last time I went, we actually flew into Seoul and then directly over to Okinawa. It's just too much of a strategically important area for Japan to ever let it go. So that part of it will never happen. Yeah, Declan, it's a speed thing. You got about 5 seconds from when you activate a mob and hit the last seal for them to drop stuff. So yeah, Okinawans don't consider themselves Japanese. Well, I guess some probably do, but a lot of the locals don't. And there's your history lesson for the day. I've been back there many times. My dad's was actually military, so that's why I am half Okinawan. It was a huge staging area for Vietnam back in the day, so a lot of troops were stationed in Okinawa. It's a beautiful area. I'd love it. I'd live there in a heartbeat. Yeah, exactly. The Battle of Okinawa during World War II was one of the huge fights of the Pacific. Yeah, Cap. Exactly. Okinawa has a base for every service, armed service in the United States. Huge Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force. Kadena Air Force Base is, I think it's probably the biggest base. I was actually born on Kadena, even though my dad is Army. So yeah, Air Force, 100%. It's a really strategic, important base for Pacific. Uh, Jackpot. I don't have a good answer for that. Well, here's the thing. Japan, as far as people moving and living there, I mean, you could do it kind of on their visa program, but actually becoming a citizen is pretty tough. It falls under Japan's rules, so. I mean, because I have a lot of family there, so we've been back there several times. Probably the biggest hold would be, I mean, my wife's family's here, so that would be a pretty big deal to do something like that. You got to take stuff like that into consideration for sure. Because it's 27 hours in the air to get there. Dude, Lombok's the food there. The food there is amazing. I mean, here's the thing. The first time my wife went there, she's a country girl. She thought she was going to starve. Because just Japanese food in general, at the time, was not her thing. It grew on her. But she thought she was going to starve to death. But that changed quickly. The food is amazing. Not even like ramen. Ramen's like second. There's a noodle, soba noodle, kind of cooked the same way, but soba in Okinawa is like, look it up. I mean, I can't really explain how soba. You could kind of put it in the same class. Soba noodles are usually thicker. But we live on soba while we're there. Try out all the little mom and pop soba shops. And there's places that sell it here. But yeah, the food's crazy good. I mean, it changed her mind a lot on Japanese food or Okinawan food. Yeah, and there she goes. She's in chat. Marana is my wife. She did. She hid food in the suitcase because she wasn't sure. Lumbucks, if you like ramen, you're going to love soba. Oh, it depends on where you live. I think even here where I'm at in Raleigh, I think there's a soba shop somewhere. I haven't found one. I know there's ramen shop. Friends of mine had told me they've been there. But soba in general, I would take over ramen. And I love ramen. We have to talk about food since nothing's dropping. done quite a few runs at this point. You would think it's about due for a decent drop. Charles, I would not disagree, dude. I love that stuff too. I've heard people having a hard time getting keys here lately. I got those keys in my stash. I hadn't actually tried to farm keys in a while, and I really need to. I need to finish out a set and get them run so that I could try and get a pally torch for my dad. He still doesn't have a torch. Bang, I'm not sure if 35 would be high enough. I think some people might trade for it, but at this point in the game, people are hunting those 45s, or at least 40 plus resist. So, I mean, yeah, it's not going to be a ton. Which one's Countess? Terra? It took me forever to get keys off of her. I went on a huge dry spell trying to get keys from Countess. I don't even know how many I ran before she finally started dropping a couple. And I've yet to get a multiple key drop. And get this, so my dad runs Neolithok once. Just one time, just to kill him for the quest. And he gets a key. And somehow didn't die. He didn't even know about the corpse explosion from Nil. He just ran it like any other boss. Somehow got a key, didn't get killed, didn't even know about the corpse explosion. That was kind of funny, actually. He only, like I said, he only did it to do the quest. Because he likes to get all the quests cleaned up. And I hate running Summoner. That's just annoying, having to look in multiple places to try and find him. Ah, yes. I was running keys and got an ohm rune off Countess. Didn't drop a key, but I got an ohm rune off of her. Three? That's insane. I know technically that could happen. I've never seen it. But like I haven't seen two. You think so, Boned? You think that has to do with it? Because that's normally how I do it. I hit all three. Might have to test that. Just do her run her out, run it out. Yeah, James, I have gotten a decent amount of skillers from them ghosts, and well, no, I got a Jaw Rune running Arcane Sanctuary, but it actually dropped off of just one of the witches. It wasn't even off one of the ghosts. I hear you, James. What's the ED on it? I'm gonna say 187. It rolled a 150? Dude, that's anti-perfect. Oh my god. Exactly 150? Might want to let me ID it next time. Ouch, man, that's painful. The lowest I rolled's been in 196 out of 3 of them. Yeah, that sucks. Sorry, man. I mean, just use it for the stats. Again. I kind of wanted to make a Tesla then for my dad, get him the gear for it. I think he'd have a lot of fun with it. I mean, he loves his Zealer. He complains about the drop rates. I tell him, well, it's not really set up for magic finding. Honestly, I was trying to steer him into necro, summoner necro. Because you could at least work in some decent magic finding gear on one. He wouldn't do well with a sorceress. At that age, trying to teleport around will just get him killed. But I figured a summoner would do him pretty good because the mobs will help him do most of the fighting. He loves running Countess on his Zealer. He just likes watching the runes drop. He actually got a gold rune the other night. Kind of cool. He was excited about that one. He called me just telling me about his gold rune. What's up, William? Not a ton, man. I found a bunch of towel masks. I want to know how in the world you get 412 magic find on a Zealer. I don't even know what that gear would look like, where you'd be able to kill stuff effectively. I would assume, well, Enigma has some magic find on it, right? I guess it depends on what you're going to run. My dad's like me. He wants to beat everything by himself. He doesn't want me to help him at all. I tried to help him finish Hell difficulty, and he just wouldn't have it, so I gave him the gear to do it. So now he's working on other characters. Diablo? Probably an Arax. In fact, I think he's dropped me 2 Arax. Multiple Andes, but Andy's... I mean, Andy's good. But as far as anything else, no runes, nothing like that. But, I mean, Arax are always good to have. And he's dropped me multiple. Or 2. Yeah, I guess you can P Topaz with G-Face. War Traps, I can see that. Yeah, Nagel, I can see that. Okay, that actually makes sense. How much? I don't remember. How much does Enigma have on it? It's not a ton, but it's okay amount, isn't it? You'd have to do it in the charms, yeah, for sure. What do you mean by cross-gen? Oh, it's one piece. Okay, that makes sense. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I guess you could get your magic find up pretty decent. I don't know that he could handle it. Like, I mean, his speed's not good. It's the reason why I made him a Chains of Honor. He needed the resist because he kills stuff slow. So, and he's not good at avoiding. He just goes in and just tanks stuff.
Death can save you from me.
So the Chains of Honor actually worked really well for him. That was actually a lot of lightning damage on that small. No, unfortunately not. It's not cross-gen. They did not make it that way. I mean, you could play it on multiple platforms, but you cannot cross-play with it, unfortunately. I wish it did. Yeah, you can move, but you have to have multiple copies of the game, which yeah, is just another money-making thing from Activision. But yeah, James, he kind of wanted to play Hammerden. That might actually work for him. Then I could get my grief and well, he'd probably still need the co. He won't teleport, that's for sure. Well, that's the thing. He won't teleport, which is why we didn't go that route. I figured he'd kind of need an enigma for that. John, if you're on my Discord, hit me up later, man. A Zoomy hammered in? What is that? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. I saw Dabrowski do a video on the Arden where he was just using charge to move around. That was kind of cool. That was an expensive setup he was using to do that, make that viable though. Pedro, I got 515 magic fine. Here's the thing. If I hadn't mentioned it, my dad's 84, so speed is actually his nemesis. Yeah, Jackpot. It's in the link to the Discord's in the description, man. If I hadn't mentioned it yet, that's the case. Join us there. We have a really good community. That was stupid. Don't know why I did that. Yeah, join our Discord. We got a pretty good group of guys there and gals. I hear you, man. Yeah, the only other one I got right now, I leveled that Javazon up just to mess around in cows, and then I got bored with cows like immediately. So I haven't played her that much since. I think next week I'm probably going to be spending time actually getting my paladin up to speed so I can mess around with the foe build. Not exact. I haven't actually looked to see what I need for a solid build. I'll be doing some research on that. I actually need another burr rune. Enigma's my next piece that I'm going to make. I actually have 2 jaws now, so I just need to get a burr for that. Maybe we'll get lucky here and one will drop here soon.
I am overburdened.
Never know. I had 2, but I made a burr rune out of it. I got a Sur rune real early on. I don't even remember when I got it. I got one doing cows, so I made a burr rune. Yeah, that's. I would like to make an enigma because I can move that around multiple characters. Yeah, that would make the Javazon solid. She's got everything else. Well, except F Titans, but I mean, she's definitely not hurting on damage. What'd you get, Robert? Barb is just, I don't know what, some people love them. I cannot get into playing a Barb. What's up, Hanzo? You an Overwatch player? Just kind of guessing from the name. Nah, Bone. Told you, man. Gotta be self-found. I'll get another burr rune. I guarantee it. I'll find one. I already got a nice base. I got multiple nice bases, actually. I got 2 jaws. I'll get one. I'm a god tier Hanzo player. Just throwing that out there. I played the hell out of Overwatch. Haven't played it in a while. Well, I think I need to look and see on the Christmas stuff. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know what it is about barbs. I just can't get into them. Nice. I prefer Archons for my enigmas. I've made mage plate ones before. And well, it depends. I might end up going mage plate because I would be putting it on like my necro potentially and Javazon. So I probably end up going mage plate. If I was just building one for Pally, I'd probably put it in an Archon. Jackpot, I've lost track, man. I don't actually. I'm doing that 1,000 run thing. I don't count the ones on the stream. I'm just doing that just while, just talk to you guys and play. Yeah, I don't know what it is about barbs. Scholar. It just depends because I love Overwatch, but I love FPSs. So if that's just not your thing, you're not gonna like it. I don't know. It just depends on your game preferences. I love the game. I got way too many hours in it. But I think the balancing on it's really good. They did a good job of maintaining and updating the game. There's supposed to be Overwatch 2, and they were supposed to be building it to where you didn't even have to buy Overwatch 2. If you continue to play the original Overwatch, it would still work. Not sure if that's still the case because Activision. But I mean, they've pushed it back because of all this nonsense with Blizzard right now. So I don't even think they actually have a release date for it. But yeah, that one kind of hooked me pretty hard. Once I started playing, I played it a lot. I don't play solo either. I get bored just playing I mean, I play FPSs with other people. Because it's honestly, it's not really about that as much as I guess just the laughs when playing with other guys. Because I mean, it's just if you're playing with friends, it's definitely a lot of fun. Solo, I don't know that I'd do it solo. It's funny because like in D2 I could play solo all the time, which I do. FPSs, I can't play them, but you know, a little bit before I get bored with them playing by myself. Ooh, got hung up. Reset. But yeah, if you got a group of people to play with, I would definitely, if you don't mind playing shooters and actually get enjoyment out of it, I would definitely play it. Ooh, almost thought I saw Lem there for a second. I would put some time into it. I mean, but if they've been playing it for a while, there's a little bit of a learning curve to it, and there's so many different characters you could play, and they all have their own unique skill sets and how you play them. So that might be a little bit of a holdback. But just as a game in general, since I like that kind of stuff, I love that game. It's a lot of fun. Rodney, I do not. I mean, technically, I just don't have enough time. There's so many things I want to build before. Yeah, Scholar, you're going to get smashed a lot. There's so many things I want to build before ladder drops, and I mean, maybe ladder within the next month. So, I don't know. I get it. There's a lot of people who love playing hardcore for the extra challenge. I'd probably break my computer if I died. I mean, there's so many compilation videos of people like in pretty high level and losing their characters. Oh my god, man. I would lose my shit. 100%. Stuff would be flying around the room. I mean, say for instance, I got killed on this sorceress playing hardcore. Nope. Uninstall. So your tolerance would be way greater than mine. Because, I mean, if you play hardcore, you're going to lose that character. Or lose a character playing hardcore. I mean, and you can get to the point where you're good enough where that you know how to play. But then, you know, accounting for server lag and just game locking, which hadn't happened in a while, fortunately. But that kind of stuff, no, thank you. A level 92? No. I can straight up tell you I wouldn't be able to deal with that. I started playing hardcore on D3 just to mess around and lost one at 40. I was like, I can't. I mean, I've seen guys. I think I mentioned in the stream the other day on PD2 it announces when a high-level hardcore player dies. There was dude. He was the third highest hardcore character, and he was like 95 or 96 and died somehow. And it automatically announces it in game. Holy Jesus, man. See you, Can. Yeah, I'll see you on Discord. Yeah, everybody have a great new year if they're leaving. I lose track of time. I didn't realize today was 31st. Yeah, there's just no way. That's kind of the reason why I just don't mess with hardcore. I don't want to put myself through it. Because, yeah, you will lose character eventually. Especially starting out messing with it. I mean, I know how to play this game, but hell, I died multiple times
I can't
leveling
carry
this
anymore.
character. Yeah, I get that, Rodney. I mean, you can account for it to a certain degree, but I mean, sometimes the game will just straight up lock up and crash. I've had that happen a couple of times, and there's just nothing you can do about that. Is that the one with where they screwed up the rune words? I would lose my mind. I mean, I'm so paranoid about that. Even now, I will pull up the rune word just to make sure I get it right, and double check it a couple times. Oops. Out of IDs. I mean, hats off to you if that's your game style, man. I could, me personally, I know I couldn't deal with it.
To you, champion.
No way. Just couldn't do it. I would be so paranoid. All I can hear is my mouse now. I seriously need to get a different one. It's too loud. If I get a decent drop, I'm just going to end the stream. I did get a Vex last night doing seal pops. Yeah, I bet. I'm telling you, man. I would be so paranoid playing that way. And for some people, they just love that rush. I get it. I mean, there's certain combos of mobs I would probably just leave and reset the game. Especially early on, when your gear is not that great. Of course, I mean, you got to build your gear different, I guess. It's definitely not the same. It's like storm shields. I just find them and throw them on the ground. But I know hardcore with the damage reduction, those things are really sought after. But I mean, in softcore, I mean, I don't even pick them up anymore. Phoenix. I know the rune word. I don't remember off the top of my head the stats on it. What would I gain from using Phoenix without me having to look it up real quick? Isn't that fire related? Isn't that for fire builds? The crap. I didn't even pop anything. We were talking about this yesterday with positioning. That boss, that seal, whichever one, the wisp one, I never remember his name. He'll get against that side rail and will just won't drop anything unless you position him right. Does it have FCR on it though? Because I mean, I have to use the 30. What was it 30? Yeah, it's 35 for my spirit. FCR can be tough to make up. I don't know if there's any on the Phoenix. If it doesn't have that much on it, or it doesn't have any on it, or not as much as 35, then there's a lot of gear you have to rearrange to get that to work. $35 FCR is a lot to make up. I haven't seen anybody use that on a lightning sork though. Be interesting to see how that would work. Is it a switch shield? Do you put it on switch? Yeah, I've seen it on builds. I've just never heard it for sorceress. I mean, I don't mind chugging pots. It's not that big a deal. I mean, having the insight was nice originally because, I mean, you just never had to do anything with pots. But, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I feel like having to really mess with your FCR to get that to work would be kind of tough. And you'd probably lose more just to be able to not chug pots. Unless you just had it on switch. I mean, if it's decent for switch, that's cool. How do you hit your 117 breakpoint though? Because if you don't have FCR on your shield, that's a pretty big slot to not have FCR. I would see that being kind of tough. I mean, maybe it wouldn't be too bad if you're just going strictly kill speed setup. But I mean, my Sork is for magic finding, so I mean, you have to play the games to get make sure your clear speed's fine, and then have magic find stacked with that. But just to change up to not have to drink pots, I don't know if that would be worth it. If there's no other gain off of that, I'm not sure I see it. I thought Nova, you really had to jack up the FCR to make that work right. I've never played it. I'm just from what I've seen other people do. I mean, there's a lot of videos like guys running 200 FCR Nova Sorks, and they just like mash stuff. But I don't know how their mana runs. Griffins is really the only thing I feel I need on this Sork to complete it as a lightning sorceress. $105, that doesn't sound right. I thought all lightning skills, well, let me back up. Maybe it's just chain lightning and lightning that you need 117. Because I know teleport only needs 105. I've never played Nova. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's just the range you have to get into the mobs. I just never really cared for it. I mean, there's a lot of people that run it. And it's fast, that's for sure.
Impossible.
What the hell? Alright, what kind of G +1? Get out of here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All kind of little drops here. Nope. Yeah, William. Well, specific for chain lightning and lightning, it's always been kind of a thing. You needed 117 FCR. I think it was mainly because of the spell animations that required a faster break point to reduce the 1 frame. But it's just for lightning and chain lightning, the two skills that require 117 breakpoint. And again, I'm spitballing. I think it was originally because of the spell effect itself, the way it animated. I had screwed up when I switched back to this build, and I had completely forgot about it. And I was running 105. T-gods. I do need to do some crafting now that you mentioned amulets. I think I just about got everything put together to do about probably 30-ish amulets. Probably be doing some crafting here pretty soon. I need to look at my mule and see what I'm missing. I think I got all the rowels and everything. I might just need a few blue gems or blue jewels. I haven't been keeping them. What do you mean crafting too many? Explain yourself. I kind of remember reading something about that. I don't remember the details on it. I kind of remember something about that. I don't remember the exact details of what would happen. Oh, that's a bad. Jesus. That would definitely not be a good thing. Would it like corrupt the character or something and they couldn't be recovered or something like that? Yeah, I think you're good at... What'd I miss? Oh, there he is. Look, another towel mask. Jesus Christ. That's like third or fourth one. I think that's a pretty rare occurrence, and you actually have to keep them, don't you? It's something about actually the how much having like an amulet in every inventory slot. Oh my God, Iron Maiden. I hope not. That was the worst spell running chaos. My merc could not stay. I don't know how many guys remember that. The spell Iron Maiden, where it reflected damage back onto yourself, melee damage. And the mages here would cast Iron Maiden a lot. And your merc would literally one-shot itself. And they completely removed the spell because there was so many people complaining about it. You couldn't keep a mercenary alive. I mean, and if you're playing a melee character, you had to really watch for that spell effect because you would just kill yourself. Thanks, Earl. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I don't know how many were playing before they removed that. Iron Maiden was horrible. I think everybody agreed with the removal of that spell. Yeah, I mean, your melee character would just die. Wasn't that a pretty OP necro spell just in general? Wouldn't they just cast that and have run like a steel golem or iron golem, whatever it's called, and all the mobs would just kill themselves against it? It didn't work against magic, but any melee mobs is just decimated. Modern, I got a Vex Rune last night doing some seal popping. I was hoping it was going to continue this morning, but or today, but haven't seen anything really that decent. The Vex Rune was kind of cool. I only did like about 20 runs last night, and I got pulled a Vex. So the runes are still dropping.
Not even death can save you from me.
Yeah, I'm just spitballing, James. It kind of sounds familiar, but I don't remember for sure because yeah, that was an old patch where they pulled that. But running chaos when that was a thing was just horrible
I am overburdened.
because they were always casting it. Your merc just died immediately. I mean, you couldn't run a mercenary in chaos when that was active. No, I did record it, Modern, so it'll be in the video when I do the last 500 runs. And what was so funny was I stopped the stream. We had dinner. I came back and I was like, I'm gonna do a few. My normal routine is I usually go online with a couple buddies and play some Warzone like late in the evening. So after dinner, I popped on, did a handful of runs, and I get a Vex Rune. Yeah, Iron Maiden was. I gotta be honest, I was glad when it disappeared, but I never played a necro, so people playing necro mains, they might not have liked it. I don't know if that was that commonly used, that build, but I mean it could have been. But anybody running chaos, I mean it screwed melee characters over. You couldn't farm chaos with a melee character. It's impossible. And I always ran a sorceress back then too, so I was glad when it disappeared because, you know, it didn't kill me, but my mercenary just couldn't stay alive. No, man, I don't know what it is. I get on stream, man, and nothing drops. I did cube that GC yesterday, so that was kind of cool to see. I was happy to see that. That roll on that charm. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty sick. Even though it's an aura charm, I think it's going to be a pretty hot item in the patch. Yeah, Enigma on Necro, that's just strong. Just telly stomp everything. Max gold fine is 10. Yeah. So as far as gold find, grand charms are actually better since you can get 40. Well, at least you're even getting the shooters to drop. I can't get anything of decent quality to even drop item wise. Maybe it's the time of day. Wouldn't that be some shit if it was time of day? The drops are better in the evening or something because more people were playing. I wouldn't put it past Activision to do crap like that. Because I mean, literally, it was right after dinner, and I've been playing for a while, and didn't really get anything decent. I think I streamed for a couple hours at least. Come back from dinner, eat, or play for just 30 minutes and get a Vex Rune. Maybe I'll try an evening stream and we'll see what happens. Actually, that's a pretty good idea. Might try an evening stream. Full on gold again. No, Vine, you did not miss a thing. Could be. Weekends might be. I'm gonna test that theory. Almost full on gold. Be gambling here pretty soon. What are you talking about, James? Today? During the day? Or while I've been streaming? Oh wait, you did say you just got that Haas, so that I guess that's while I've been playing. Luck's been way better than mine today. That's way better luck. Nice. Storm shields, I wish they were better as far as softcore. I mean, they used to be the shit before they... Oh my god. I mean, y'all been paying attention. That's like my 4th or 5th one. I guess it's Towel Mask Day. I've gotten a lot of storm shields, and they used to be a really sought after item before they added spirit. What'd you find this morning? Insane RNG as in good? Yeah, Earl, I'm playing straight lightning. Only other points are in like warmth. Everything else is lightning. Yes, if Storm Shield had skills on it, that would bring it back to a viable option. It is. Again, if it had skills, man, that would be a nice shield. $35 Ellie, that's a nice skiller. I'm going to test my theory, though. I'm going to stream at night one time. And just see what it does. Look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense. What are you playing, Vine? Pally? I'm gonna guess Pally. Got a cube real quick. Yep, Storm Shield is definitely nostalgic. 100%. Yeah, sure, Greaser. I'll show you on this run. I'll show you exactly how it works. Did you create? Did you? I'd imagine you probably created a brand new account or bought a brand new account or new game. You're probably full like me as far as characters on BNet. Molly, I would disagree with that because I've spent almost my entire D2R on this sorceress, and my best runes have been in the last week. A 100% modern. I would agree 100%. Let's make Storm Shield better. Don't kill Spirit. I mean, Spirit's fine, but it's like the main shield option for what, 80% of the builds out there. All right, let's. Oh, I hear you. That makes sense. Fine. Let's show how seal popping works. The idea behind seal popping is you clear all the seal bosses and you leave one seal available, because when you hit it, every mob that's activated dies immediately. Exactly, James. let's make a hat. So what you do is, I'll walk you through it. I'll show you my pattern for how I do the seals. I always go left first. And usually I have to clear around the seal area. So it's not about clearing all the mobs. You just want to clear around the seal to do it quickly. And I do both seals on this side. And this one activates the seal boss. Oh, speaking of which, almost got it. I like looking at these. That would actually make sense because of having to clear everything while you're leveling. Okay, so I got these seals cleared. So next you move to the center area. Same thing, clear all the seal, clear the seal area. Activate this one, since there's only one on the top. And you want to kill the seal boss, which normally spawns right here. You'll see the conviction aura. And this is him here. Lord Deceased. Alright, so far you've cleared the seals to the left and to the top. Alright, I skip all this trash and we move on to the next set of seals on the right. Okay, so there's two configurations here. You got the one where it's straight a straight hallway. This one's got the turn in it. So this seal does not activate the seal boss. So you want to leave this one alone. You just want to activate the seal boss and kill him here. We'll talk about that in a second. Yes, they are a Martin and a Taylor in the background. Oh, look, a unique ring. Second SOJ? No, Manold. Of course it's a Manold. James, your eye is either really good or you heard me say that before. We'll talk about guitars in a second. Okay, I want to get through this seal boss thing. So, right now we got one seal left and all the seal bosses are dead. So, to make this work correctly, you want, and when I say activated, when you come near a mob, that's considered activated. Right now, none of the mobs in the instance are activated. So we'll go out the entrance. See, when I go by them like that, they're activated, but they only stay that way as long as you're within range of them, or after 5 seconds they deactivate. 5 to 8 seconds. So I am now in the River of Flame. See, Chaos Sanctuary, River Flame. Now that I'm here, I got 5 seconds to hit that seal, and every mob that's activated will die and drop loot. So that's everything that I went by will drop items. Now Magic Find doesn't apply, but Magic Find does not affect rune drops. So a lot of people do this because of the speed that you could do it to get runes. See, and everything's dead. This was the seal boss, but all these drops here, these are all from mobs that activated. All this stuff I didn't kill. The seal killed them. I was kind of slow through, so the ones that were here I didn't get. But that's a seal pop. Yep. And the faster you can get up there, the better. And now, if you're a little slow, if you were to drop like a TP right here, a TP is considered an NPC for you, so it will actually keep the mobs activated within a couple frames of this locate, wherever you drop the TP. You do not get the XP. It's specifically, people do it to farm runes. Yeah, XP is proximity based, so you lose XP for that, but I mean, that's not what it's for. It's for rune. I mean, it is to a degree, but I mean, it's for rune farming, because that's the one thing that's not affected by Magic Find, and you get all the drops from the mobs that you activate. So that's why you do it. I'm here for the runes, so that's why I'm seal popping. If you want the items, just full clear. I mean, if you get really good at seal popping, you could do a full clear doing that in... I've seen people do it in a minute and a half, 2 minutes for the entire Chaos Sanctuary. And since I started doing this, a few days ago, just from seal popping, I've gotten a burr and a vex. So, since I'm, talking and just chatting and reading chat, I'm doing it a little slower, but it's still faster than a full clear. But I mean, yeah, I don't mind it. I actually argued against it for a while, but I've changed my tune on it. I don't mind it. If you're hunting gear though, do not just full clear. What do you want that for, man? I got like a bunch of them. I thought you don't really need that, do you? I might even have one on this. Do I have one here? Yeah, I got a 222 right there. I got multiples of these. I thought they just dropped 222. It's not random, is it? I didn't even know it was random. Every one I've gotten's been a 222. I didn't even. Every one I've gotten is dropped that way. I got like 2 or 3 in its stash if you want one. that's that's kind of funny. I mean, I don't like I said. You saw. I don't even pick up an ID. I've got a bunch of them, or found a bunch. I've got like 2 or 3 just stashed. But yeah, seal popping is just more of a speed technique. And if you're mainly just looking for runes. I mean, you can get magic item drops, magic uniques, sets, that sort of thing. It's just since your base magic find don't apply, it's a lot rarer. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, deceased will kill you quick. He's about the only one that I accidentally telly into and die. And it's usually when I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of set up for specific builds for sure. See, I screwed up there, so I'll miss the ones at the beginning. Should turn the items off so you don't accidentally click on stuff while you're teleporting through. But it's kind of cool to go through and see a rune laying on the ground. That's kind of fun. See, I missed some of these mobs just because I was a little slow going through. Oh, I'm sure. Alright guys, I'm going to do, what time is it? It's almost 6:30 here. I'm going to do 2 more runs. Let's see if we can get something to drop. Then I'm going to grab some dinner. And I'm going to test this theory. I'm going to come back from dinner. I'm not going to stream, but I'm going to do a couple runs. And if I get a rune drop, I'm just going to stream in the evening a couple times, just see what happens. So yeah, we'll do a couple more. That's the thing about D2R. I mean D2 just in general. It's like next run it'll drop. Next run it'll drop. That would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? Good density on this one. to hit that thing, didn't I? Ah, dang. Stupid thing. No, I get you. I mean, I like to switch sometimes to just full clear, just for the hell of it. Yeah, that lance barbs were were a big deal. I remember that as well. Nothing big. Nothing big. 50 towel masks.
Not even death can save you from me.
Saw that orange, got excited. Man, I'd love to just test out to see the explosion of the gear or loot. Come on, dude, be still. Yeah, no problem. I'll show it real quick here. This is going to be the last run. Let's cross our fingers and hopefully we'll get something. Magic find is 515. Where's it at? 512. Why is it 512? It's been 515. Oh, when I took the replace that magic find charm with an Annie. Got it. Hopefully we'll see. I'll show you if it's pretty much the same, but maybe we'll see the other version of it. I'll show you real quick. What was it gear wise? Somebody asked for magic find in items. Okay, 3-piece towels, Shako, Hodo. You can put an Aki here and you're fine. As long as you hit your 117 break point if you're lightning. Spirit. Ward 42 Travs. I got a FCR ring, a 30 Nagel, and Trangs for FCR as well. No, you're right, Doc. You're right. I will drop Magic Find to pick up a Griffs or something. I just like the 3-piece set, but yeah, I could change that out of multiple different ways and get better or be a little faster. But I mean, 3-piece towels is pretty solid. No decent charms today. But yeah, I'll be streaming next week. I'll probably try some evening streams just because to change up the time frame a little bit. I noticed there's a lot of people that get on about this time that are just catching the end of the stream. So I'll probably be changing up stream times, some during the day and some in the evening. just so other people can catch it. I did for a while, Vine. I had that actually before I went 3-piece. I was running that. I did find another 29 Nagel this morning. I got a 30 just sitting in the inventory. We keep getting this same setup, but I mean it's pretty much this works the same. I used to just hold it, but I noticed that I would get hung up sometimes if I'm just holding it down. So I tend to just click. Alright, last one through, so let's see what happens. That was a pretty good one. Come on, Rune. That'd be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? I did get a Vex last night doing this. What defense is this?
I can't.
Oh, good grief. I just like to look at the Archons. I'll usually keep them if they're over 500. Cube it, just see what kind of rolls I get. I don't know why I got multiples. You too, Earl. Maybe see you after the New Year's. Alright, here we go. Last kill. Nada. Alright, guys. I'm going to call it there. No, I probably won't be streaming this weekend, but next week I'll be mixing in some evening streams. So be looking out for that, and I'll try and put up a schedule. But I appreciate you guys joining me. These streams are always a lot of fun. I just enjoy talking to you guys. So keep on coming in. And check out Discord. Links in the description of the stream. I'm always on there. Well, a lot. So if you want to hit me up with a question, you can hit me on Discord usually. So you guys have a good one.